Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Glendale Housing Authority meeting of June 10th, 2008. May we have a roll call for the Housing Authority, please?
Authority members: Freeman.
Here.
Mincy.
Here.
Jarian.
Here.
Brazian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Chairman Yusefian.
Here. May we have your report, please?
The agenda for the June 10, 2008 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, June 5, 2008 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
What's next, please?
Next is the approval of minutes.
So moved. There should be a couple of abstentions.
Second.
Okay. Second. Okay, the
I need
minutes.
to abstain on that.
Right, and so do I, and the minutes will stay approved as written. Next, please.
Discussion is limited to items. Well, next item is oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for an investigation and report.
You have one card, Herbert Milano. Your name for the record.
My name is Herbert.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the Housing Authority and city staff. I want to, first of all, thank you for the initiative to bring back the quality of life indicators and the goal to have that completed by the end of the year. I think it's a very commendable action, and I look forward to the completion of that project because I've been so much interested in the issues that affect the residents of Glendale, particularly those in southern Glendale. You know, for many years, I think I can remember going back to college when I used to write a few essays on the issues of either economics or issues about sociology. I remember taking the task of studying the juvenile justice system as one of my projects. And it came to me as interesting and perhaps an image of the problems that we find with youth are intractable. But not until I got involved with city and municipal issues that I began to get a better understanding of why it is that these problems continue decade after decade after decade unresolved. You know, most of the answers to these problems have already been very well defined. I've been looking at the research papers for the RAND Corporation and the Manhattan Institute and the countless of other think tanks to have tackled these problems, you know, whether it be on education, the dropout rate, youth at risk, families at risk, and they are incredibly extensive. And to get a job into one of these organizations, you need a PhD. You know, the pay isn't absolutely great. It's about $150,000, $160,000, but you do need a significant background to basically be hired to contribute with further studies. The issue to me is that the gap between the study that is taking place at all of these think tanks, the number of graduates that this month, thousands upon thousands of people get their degree in sociology and economics and political science, with young people thinking that they will one day have an impact to improve, you know, our society. And so we have the think tanks, we have the graduates, we have these hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that go into the study of our problems. But then when it comes to implementation, there seems to be a significant void, a gap, between your interest or the interest of a political body to take these issues and put them into effect. About 3 or 4 years ago, my wife was driving to work when we were living just a few blocks away. And as she was driving, she saw this child in middle school, about middle school age, riding a bicycle, and he tripped and fell, and it was significant. She stopped the car and went to assist him and said, "Can I take you back to your home?" He says, "Well, my mom is not there." This kid's mom got up at 5 o'clock to go to work. She wasn't there when the kid got up, did have breakfast, got dressed, and went to school on his bicycle. You know, apparently she asked him what happens in the afternoon, and her mother is not there. But you take a child like that, I would consider that a child at risk without the support structures. So how do we prevent that a child like this will not be joining a gang or be doing things that are leading this child eventually to become, you know, a problem to the police, for example? How do we prevent that? And how do we ensure that this child eventually would get through successfully through middle school without the support structures in place? And isn't that, to me, a lot cheaper for us to address that problem before it gets big. Because certainly by the look at the budget, you don't mind pouring millions and millions of dollars into police. You know, I look at it and I think about this child. Does he have a computer at home? Does the family have enough money? You know, is this mother able to afford this, you know, in spite of the additional charges to water bill and the electric bill and so on? But yet, if you look at the MOU that we have for employees earning $150,000, $200,000, they can borrow $4,000 for a computer. It's right there on the MOU. We haven't changed this since the 1980s. But do we care enough to get at data with regard to how many kids in Glendale have no access to computers at home? If we don't tackle the problems, we're never going to be able to get rid of the pervasive issues that drain our budgets, increase our investments in, you know, into prisons and the whole, you know, crime industry. You know, so I'm really thankful that you're taking this on, and it is my hope that you use the data from this to truly devise policies. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What's next, please?
Next is authority member staff comments.
Staff has any comments? Authority? Hearing none. Any new business? Hearing none. Is there a move to adjourn?
So moved.
We're adjourned.